Happy Monday, guys. Welcome back. The latest patch for My Hero dropped yesterday, actually, and because it was Christmas, I am going to be a day late. And these patch notes have been available to us for a while, but I just wanted to wait for the live update to go over them with you. So, first up on the chopping block, Iida, I almost said Nita. Iida was nerfed. His health went from 300 to 250, which is really good because he is a rapid, someone that's very annoying. And sometimes hard to hit, so having a lower health pool is great. So from 300 to 250 is amazing. He did get another slight buff, but it's nothing too crazy. In fact, I have no problem with this. Basically, I believe on all levels for his Gamma ability, they just increased the duration. Before I keep talking, let me check. Yes, it is the duration in all levels, so level 1 through level 9. This will last a little longer than normally, which is great. I've never, fought an Iida and complained oh my gosh, this is lasting too long. I have been like, oh, when is this gonna end? But I'm not kind of complaining. I'm like, oh, when is he gonna burn out so I can hit him easily, right? So that is basically all with Iida. I am glad about this change. I didn't think they needed to go too crazy on him. I think lowering his health pool will be great. Does this mean we're gonna see less Iidas? Probably not, but it will be easier to deal with them. Next up is Froppy. She got a small little buff, and I think it's needed because we have not seen many Froppies on the battlefield at all lately since Iida took over. And they didn't hit her too hard or give her anything too crazy. They just increased the damage of her beta on the ground. So this does a little more damage than it did before. I'm sorry I don't have the numbers. But going back with this combo in the air and then doing that, we can do that again, and the ground will do more damage. And instead of always land, because most of the time if you missed this air flip, right, you would do the ground one. It wouldn't do crazy damage, right, because your damage came from that combo. But now, since it has increased damage, this should do some good damage so that we can at least try and play Froppy and she won't be too useless on the battlefield anymore. Now this is a crazy one they gave to my boy Denki. They increased the damage on his beta at all levels, if I'm remembering that correctly. Yes, sir. And they gave him 2 bullets. 2 bullets in his stun gun. So he adds a little bit better mobility. So now, of course, if we are trying to climb or even escape, we can use 2. Now, earlier in the game, when this first came out and we were kind of talking about Denki buffs, I suggested that he should get another bullet. But I didn't think they'd give it to him at level 1 or just in all levels. I thought it might be maybe a level 7 thing, maybe a level 4 thing. But this really does give Denki a lot of options, especially just in the fact that he can maybe stun someone else, and then if there's someone else shooting at him over here, you can stun again, right? Of course, the TOD still exists, and then now if he really wanted to, they're giving him a little more options because not a lot of people use this beta move, right? Not a lot of people do this, but since they increase the damage on all levels, it might be, used. Let's go ahead and do this real fast. Bump this up to level 9 just to see the max damage it could do on block failure. So it does 40 per tick, which is actually really, really good. And I believe that said 19 at the end there. I'm gonna let this reload up. Let me just do it from a full shield here. I just want to see where this damage goes. So if you held it all the way, you leave him with half health. So theoretically, if someone stays in that, or if their circle's small enough and you use that, it's pretty good. If you hold that almost all the way or all the way, you should be pretty much one-shotting people almost, right? Pretending that they didn't have full shields or something like that. Yeah, Denki's, I didn't expect this buff from him, but hey, bro, I like it. I would love to see more Denkis out there. He is a very fun character, and honestly, I think the biggest change is this double stun gun. His movement's just a lot better, and it's a little bit more scary, right? Because let's say you miss the first stun gun, you gotta dodge the second one. Alright, Momo is up next. She received a buff, and I actually like this buff. Now, you might be saying, oh my god, Momo's way too strong, bro. Why are we giving her buffs? Well, they didn't buff any of her, actual strong abilities. A lot of us hate this, right? Because it just literally stops anything, right? And then, of course, the almighty shield, bro. This thing is just way, way too strong. But they actually buffed her cannons. Now, I said in a very video early on, do not sleep on these things, because if you line these bad boys up, these things hurt immensely. So what they did is increase the damage on all levels on the Gamma, so 1 through 9, and then the reload speed on all levels. So let's go ahead and bump this up. Well, let's look at 1 real fast. Let's look at the damage on Bakugo here, and then we can look at the reload speed as well. So a direct hit here, 90. Yep, all of them are going to be 90. The reload speed, we're already back with another one. Let's try and get it on the edge here, and then maybe one of these will hit. So 10 for the little burst, and this, of course, is level 1. You might be thinking, like, wow, that's not even that much, right? But let's look at this real fast. I'm going to let this load bar go up a bit, so we get 2, and we can actually get 3. I don't remember if we could always get 3. I think you could. I never really maxed this. Okay, yeah. I want to say you could always have 3. 143! 143! That is actually kind of crazy. That's pretty insane. Let's try and get the minis going here. I mean, surely I hit something. 24, so 24. I mean, can you imagine, too, like, just 3 of these cannons just going boop, boop, right? Like, Momo is a very strong character. I mean, that's just crazy. Full shield wipe, and I'm at a safe distance way over here, right? So Momo is even stronger now than she was, but I think, you know, she was kind of a boring character because all you would see Momos do is just run around with the shield, and then while they're waiting for their shield to come back, they would kind of like play around their shield and do this, right? Now, you have a little more variety with the cannons, which I'm a fan of, you know, and maybe you can try and juggle too. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy right there. I'm excited. I might have to pick her up and do this. I might have to play with her cannons. Don't take that the wrong way. All right, so All Might is next up. They definitely changed some things. It's kind of debatable if it's a buff or nerf or just maybe like a balance fix. Now, All Might's been a very strong character since day one. I don't think he's been like stupidly OP. I think the most annoying thing about him is just his constant movement, being able to have a super jump and then just 2 free movement abilities that also do damage, right? But first up, what they did to his alpha is they decreased the damage and the number of bullets you get per level. So I believe at level 1 you used to have 8. Now you have 6, and then I want to say when you go to 4 here, we get 8. If we're going by what it was, yep. And then I would say 7, we'd get 10. And when you get 9, you get what you used to have. Oh no, we get 8 still. Okay. All right, before you would have at least 10, I think, right there. And then at 9, I think you would have 12. So, yeah, we have essentially just reduced it down to 10 from 12, I believe. And then, of course, this is decreased damage. So he's just not going to hit as hard with the alpha. Now, the interesting choice is, I'm not really sure why this was made, but they increased the damage of his beta. So increase the damage of this with all levels. So level 1, 38 into 95, and then we're gonna go straight to level 9 here, and we're gonna do that. So 67 to 147. So they increased the damage. It's pretty good damage, pretty good. But even 1 beta right there, I don't even think that was enough to guard break him, was it? Is that even enough? No, it wasn't even enough to guard break him. So, I mean, maybe he needed the increased damage. Who knows? The other thing that they did was they reduced the reload speed on his special actions. So if they use the super jump here, it's gonna reload a lot slower. And if they use his get up, you know, like his saving action instead of the super jump, so if Bakugo goes down, I would pick him up and carry him to safety and insta-res him. Both his special actions basically have been reduced reload speed, so you're not going to be seeing him jumping around too much like crazy. And I think that was a good nerf. Personally, that's all kind of I was asking for. And then honestly, if they want to hit him again, I think he's fine. I will have to obviously play him to see. If they really wanted to hurt this dude, they would decrease the distance this goes, which I hope they don't really do. Let's find out what they, let's find out what this, how he feels during this patch right now. All right, they buffed my man Aizawa again, which is honestly pretty good. I don't see too many of them out there. The only reason I'm not playing him is because I actually don't have the character, so I'm still in trial runs. But what they did is they increased the shockwave, I think, damage, or is it distance? I think increased shockwaves. Yeah, it just says in all levels. So let's go ahead and look at level 1 here. If you don't know what the shockwave is, it's pretty much when you apply down, it kind of throws out that shockwave right there. And they don't say increase shockwave damage. They just say increase shockwave. So if we're gonna try and hit this Bakugo, if we go like a little over here, that shockwave should hit him, so that's really good. There were a couple times when I was playing Aizawa, and even if I would like hit the cloth dead on, the shockwave would miss. Because you're supposed to technically get 2 hits there, so it was a little frustrating, so I'm glad they did this. It's more of like a balance change than a buff, but it's very nice they did this, and I hope us 7 Aizawa players in the whole community enjoy this. He is a really strong character, so if you haven't tried to pick him up, I'd suggest picking him up. But I forgot to show you the level 9 shockwave. Obviously, it gets bigger in all levels, so it got real big there. So let's try and get Ochako from like here. Ooh, not yet. Right there, though. 76 damage, too, so that's pretty good. Doria going there. Guard break, yeah. He's pretty strong now, guys, so, again, I'd recommend picking him up. Ooh, look at that. I, like, landed the clock, but I weirdly went off trajectory, and I still landed the shockwave damage, so very good buff. I'm happy about this little fix here. All right, next up is Endeavor. Now, they did a lot to this, man, so let's go through each one, and let's actually go back to level 1, just so we can see. So what happened to his alpha first is they reduced the reload speed in all levels, but they increased the bullets in levels 1, 2, 3, and then they decreased the number of bullets in level 9. So we get 4 bullets in level 1, and we can see the reload speed is still decently fast, but they did reduce it. Let's go all the way here. Let me go all the way down here. So it's still decently fast, but it is his alpha and kind of his main source of damage, so you don't want to get rid of it too much. But let's go ahead and go to level 1 here. We should get 5 bullets, right? Nope. Okay, it said increase the level of bullets, but I guess before it used to be 3 maybe. And if we go to level 3, it should still be 4. Okay, and then I guess level 4 we get, let's let this load, maybe I can go, we get 5. Okay, let's go to level 7. Still at 5, okay. And then level 9 we get 6. I haven't played Endeavor in a while, so it's interesting. So yeah, he doesn't need like a crazy amount of bullets in his alpha. I mean, like this is still insane damage. But the reload speed is a bit slower. It still seems pretty fast, but I'll just leave it at that. That's what they said they did. And they decreased the amount of bullets in level 9 like we said earlier. I'm not sure what he had before. Maybe he only had 7 or 8, maybe even 9. But he has 6 now. So I think that's a fair change. I don't see the difference here, bro. I feel like I didn't play a lot of Endeavor. I only played like maybe 7 games with him. He's a fun character, but you know, the bullets still seem very fast with reload speed. But let's go to his spear. They increased the reload speed in every level, so we can chuck this spear more now. So we can see level 1. It's definitely going faster. I 100% noticed that change. Let's go ahead and just go to level 9. Boom. Yep. Still going pretty decently fast, and you know, while your spear's reloading, you might not even notice because you're constantly doing this, right? We get 3. Let's look at the speed when we don't have to wait for all 3 of them. Oh yeah, no, this is a great buff. Good buff for him. All right, Prominence Burn. They've reduced the reload speed in all levels, so now when we use this, it's actually going to take a lot longer, even than it did before, to come back, which is a very interesting choice. I didn't see a lot of Endeavors using it. I know it's pretty annoying, especially since it can go through walls, but it's not like, you know, it was already really slow before, so the fact that they did this is kind of interesting, but hey, I'll take it. Endeavor's a very strong character. Hitting 1 ability isn't going to be crazy. Let's go ahead and go to level 9 just to look at the reload speed here. Alright. Reload speed, still very, very slow. Still very slow. Alright, so the next thing they did, they touched his special action, which is the jump and the flying in general. They reduced the reload speed after using all of it. So if you use all of it, it goes down to 0. It's going to go a lot slower, as you can see right here. I don't remember how fast it was before, but I do remember wanting it a lot more, so let's go ahead and just see it from here. They didn't do anything from here, so this is still the same amount of speed if you don't use all of it, which is good. Alright, they touched compress again. Not too crazy. All they did was when we use all of these bullets, the reload speed is decreased. So what you do want to do is maybe not, I mean, that's still decently fast, bro. That's That's still crazy fast, but either way, most good compress will usually throw out like 1 or 2, and then they'll reposition, and when they reposition, they'll have like 3 bullets left. It's pretty rare when you fully run out before you have to like maybe use your gamma again. But they did touch the gamma, and what they did was they increased the reload speed of it in all levels. So now it's even better than they previously buffed it, because obviously before they had the speed buff, and now it's just going to come back even faster. And of course the reload speed does increase when you level up from like 4. Well, if you want to go like too crazy into it, let's look at it. The speed's going to increase at 4 and 9. So if we go to 9 and just use this real fast, it's coming back pretty... I mean, we're in the air, we hit the ground, it's almost halfway, so it's like a quarter way filled, and we're probably running away, they're probably chasing us, and we're back all ready to use it again. So that's... I mean, that's a pretty crazy buff. They're definitely giving Compress the needed mobility to actually get out of certain situations, right? Because, you know, he's supposed to be... He's an escape artist. He's supposed to be tricky and slippery to try and get tracked down, so... I'm happy about that. Other than that, they didn't do anything too crazy. I'm still shocked that this is as fast as it is. I thought it would be a lot slower. But like I said with the Endeavor, it's his main source of damage. You don't want to cuck him on it too bad. But hey, I'm okay with this. Great changes. I'm happy. All right, they did give my man Cementoss a buff, which I'm not sure why. I think he's been fine. If anything, I actually expected a little bit of a nerf. But they only did touch his alpha, and what they did was they increased the reload speed after using all the bullets in level 1. So we know Cementoss' early game is pretty weak, and so when we used all these, the reload speed was very, very long doing this, and as you can see right here, it's still pretty long as opposed to like Compress's alpha or Endeavor's alpha, right? It still hit pretty hard, but they increased the reload speed, and then that's what they did through every level. So if we go to level 2, it's just they increase the reload speed in general, so this comes back a little faster. The way it's written makes it feel like maybe it's just the reload speed after using all your bullets in every level, or it's just in general the reload speed. I'm not really sure, but I think we're just going to go off of what they say. So this reload speed is increased, right, from level 2. I'm not going to go through all the levels, but I'm going to just go ahead and skip to 9, and then we have the reload speed here for this. So interesting choice to buff that. I didn't really think he needed it. I do hope they fix when sometimes his beta doesn't come out, because that has cucked me before, where sometimes this beta, when you use it, just doesn't come out. And I think it's generally on like when you're on an angled surface, sometimes it just doesn't come out. But yeah, that is it for Cementoss. Interesting buff to say. You know, I'm happy with it though. Hey, I'll take a buff to my main any day. Alright, they actually made some changes to Ibarra here. I almost said Ibarra. Ibarra is someone that I don't think has been really touched in the balance patches in the last like 3. They might have. I might have forgotten something. But this one, they definitely buffed her. They increased the reload speed on her alpha from level 1 and level 2. So let's just look at the speed here. So now we won't run out as crazy fast. And if we get rid of all the bullets here, we'll look at it. It's definitely faster than Cementoss, a little bit slower than Compress. It's probably a little bit slower than Endeavor, but still very good. If we want to go to level 2 here, we'll look at this same thing. We'll just look at this one real fast. Same little bit of speed, and we'll get rid of all of them. Yeah, you can definitely tell. You can definitely tell. I've played a little bit of Ibarra, and even if I have barely little games on her, I can tell that this is definitely a better change. Speed, and we won't go through it again. But they also increased the number of bullets we get at level 4. So we get to level 4. Should only be 3, but you know, if they give us 4, I won't complain. All right, there's 4, and then if we go to level 9, we should get even more. Let's go ahead and check. My guess is, I guess, 5. Nope, we only get 4. Okay, that just means that before at level 9, maybe we only had 3. Man, it's been a while since I played Ibarra, so maybe she only had 3 at all levels, besides level 1, 2, and whenever you get 3. So before, I think, like, what, 1 through 4, you only had 2, and then when you hit 4, then you would get 3, and then you just have 3 the whole time, so now we have 4. So that's really cool. So Ibarra, is going to be even more annoying than she was before, just kind of in the distance being able to snipe these guys, right? So that's great. If we just look at the level 9 here, the reload speed, that reload speed is very good. The next thing they did to her beta was they increased the number of bullets, which is actually really good, and this is in all levels, so from level 1. If you don't know, her beta is the DP, so it's essentially like a huge armor move that can hit a bunch of people, right? Can hit multiple people as long as you aim it correctly. I did not. Go ahead and look at level 9. Should only still be 2. Yeah, still only 2. Let's get a Deku a little closer over there and see if this hits. So, boom. Okay, well, I'm lying to myself, bro. I thought this had more range than it did, but you know what? If they're close, you can definitely hit them. It's a very strong move, and having 2 of them is actually very annoying because Abara's biggest kind of fighting point was to alpha them, and then as soon as they like get up and they lose their iframes, was to alpha them again. And now if they're close, like if you're trying to get away, like maybe an Iida, you can do this and it will definitely hit the Iida. And then if he tries to come at you again, you have this ready and you can use it again. So that's very, very good. I'm actually okay with these Abara buffs. I never found her to be OP. She is a very strong character in the right hands, but even now she'll be stronger and even more annoying. So yeah, focus Abara, guys. Alright guys, that is it for the balance patch video today. I'm just gonna do a roll because I thought it'd be fun. I actually rolled on the wrong banner, so I'm re-recording this real fast. But sorry for rambling. This is a very long video for a balance patch change, but there was a lot of stuff that did change and a lot of stuff that is going to affect actual gameplay. The Iida nerf, the Abara buff, the Momo buff, essentially, I'm a little nervous about, but excited to try out. I didn't get anything here. I hate this gacha system so much, bro. I never get anything in this game, by the way. I've seen people running around with the costumes. I'm like, how do you actually get this? But I enjoy these 2 costumes. I'm hoping to get them. But I definitely, obviously, do not have enough to even care about this. I gotta save for the new character starting now. But guys, with that all said, let's try and get 400 likes on this video. Subscribe if you are not subscribed and you enjoy these videos. I will see you guys all later. Have a great one. Bye.